What's up, guys? Been a great camp so far. Good to get back on the field today after a few days off. Good to recharge and recalibrate this weekend. And guys, we're excited to get back on the grass and get going, starting to flip the switch into game prep mode and starting to get dialed in on the first opponents. And been a good, hard physical camp. A lot of good work, good on good, and great energy. Guys are at a great conditioning level, so we're excited to start flipping the switch here. So we'll open up for questions.
I'm sure you're dialing in on the depth chart, but other than 11, how many guys do you feel like, man, maybe we have 14 starters, 15 starters, because you use so many different guys in different ways?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel good, probably about 16 to 18 guys, actually. You know, I feel like our two deep could go out there and start any game and feel good about, really comfortable with what they can do in performance levels and stuff like that. I feel like they're at a good standpoint knowledge-wise, so I feel really good about our two deep.
The cornerback group, that's probably the one that's got to come along the most as far as depth. What have you seen out of those guys?
Yeah, definitely. You know, competition brings out the best in all of us, and you know, those guys have been competing and fighting for those two spots, and feel really good about all those guys. Feel good that any one of those guys could run out there the first snap and perform at the level that we expect them to. So really pleased to see where they're at from a mental standpoint, technique standpoint. You know, all of them are really competitive kids and have really put in the work. So
still no separation there, right?
Not really. I feel like there's a lot of battles still going on till right up until kickoff. So, you know, still keeping the competition open.
Out of these two scrimmages, what have you seen that's pleased you? What have you seen that you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I think this past scrimmage, our guys were really dialed in, came out with a lot of great energy. You know, they were focused, came out with the right mindset, a lot of energy, and you know, a couple busts here and there that we got to get cleaned up, but obviously we got 2 weeks to get that fixed. But for the most part, our guys came out and competed, and really happy from that standpoint. You know, a lot of these days, you know, camp's a grind, so a lot of it's just mentality and how you attack the day and coming out with the right mindset, and our guys did that in our last scrimmage.
Wes, who do you got at Sam behind Barrett? Who do you got working behind him?
Yeah, Wade Woodaz has repped there a lot, and then once we get into nickel situations, you know, Malcolm's been playing there, and so is Makuba. So I feel good about those four guys being able to go out there and compete and do what we asked them to do. But I feel good about those four guys.
With your linebackers in the middle, how's that competition going? And I know you're not going to name somebody till the start, but
yeah, definitely.
What's going on there?
Yeah, really pleased from where all four of those guys have been at. You know, all four can run out there game one and feel really confident in their ability, and hope to be able to play all four of them, you know, as much as they earn the right to play and all. But you know, they've been focused. They're really accountable, really great kids. They show up every day with the right mindset, and that's all I can ask of them. And they've been bought in and really dialed in and doing what we asked them to do.
Those four are?
Keith, McGuire, Trotter, Vontae Bentley, and Trenton Simpson.
Do you have any feel for when Tré Williams might be back?
He's progressing right along, so hopefully sooner than later. But I can tell you he's at a really good spot and has done a tremendous job of rehabbing and putting in time in the training room, and hopefully getting back here soon.
With Wade in particular, what have you seen out of him that has you confident in him as kind of the number 2 guy, right?
Yeah, he's a competitor. Got great length and speed. He runs really well, can change directions for that size. Really smart, really savvy, really understands zone coverage, improving his man technique every day, can blitz him. You know, a bigger body can set the edge in the perimeter screen game, and so you can utilize him in various ways. And you know, he kind of a quiet kid, but all about his business. And the game's hasn't been too big since he's been out there, scrimmages, all that. You know, he's just dialed in and focused every rep he gets.
With XT out on the defensive line, who's really stood out to you or impressed you in his absence?
Yeah, I mean, I think those older guys, obviously, Miles, KJ, Maskell, those guys have separated themselves. And then the next tier, you know, Kevin Swint, Cade Denhoff, and, you know, Greg going as well. Those kind of guys can fill that fourth spot and feel really confident that they can go out there and execute the defense.
Trenton had obviously a good season last year, but is he poised to really break out? We're talking first team All ACC kind of guy.
I mean, I hope he has a really tremendous year. He's more than capable of it, and he's really worked extremely hard this offseason and has been really self-motivated to learn the will linebacker spot. You can tell all his hard work from the season summer has really paid off, and he's playing really confident, really fast. Just a couple things here and there to clean up every day, but every day is a learning experience, and he keeps stacking good days on top of the other. And so hopefully, you know, he can reach his best potential this year, and I think it could be really special.
Dabo refers to him as a freak. Have you ever had a linebacker that athletic?
I'm trying to think. I mean, Stephon was pretty freaky when he was here. Obviously Isaiah Simmons, but those two, probably in that same category. Elite size, elite speed, elite athleticism, and strength.
Who are some of the freshmen we could see? First game, first part of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wade to get an opportunity. Some of those other guys, we're still evaluating where they are from the secondary. You know, those corners. I think they're at a good spot to go out there and get some playing time early on. Koval's had a really good camp at safety. You know, Colin came in this summer, so just trying to still get him up to speed or learning the system. But really, really pleased. You know, Caden Stories showed some flashes in camp as well, and you know, really excited about all those guys. I think that they're all really good kids, solid character. You know, Clemson fits from that standpoint, but really been pleased where those midsummer guys have been from an athleticism standpoint. So that's something you're always excited to see where they are from an athletic standpoint, and I think all those guys will get some playing time, you know, through the years and get out there.
What have you seen at Kobe McCloud and T.J. Dudley?
Yeah, those two really pick things up really, really easily. You know, from a mental standpoint, they show up with the right mindset every day. They're pleasers. They want to do it exactly like you coach it. You know, they're inquisitive, so they're always asking questions, want to understand the why. You know, why do we spill the ball here? Why do we lever it back to our help? You know, always understanding the big picture and how things fit together. And they work extremely hard. You know, have kind of fallen in line with that group. You know, they got a lot of great examples in that room of what it takes from a preparation standpoint. So really pleased. They're note takers in meetings. You know, they're totally balled in. So that's been cool to see.
When you look at a guy like Barrett Carter, you know, are people going to be kind of, because a lot of people outside of Clemson might not know who he is, and are they going to be surprised when they see the kind of stuff he can do out there?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he's got elite talent, but he's a super hardworking kid who really is all about his business. You know, really smart and savvy, really understands football. He prepares really well and takes care of his body, you know, conditioning wise. You know, he loves the weight room, loves the grind. So I'm excited for him to go display his product here in 2 weeks.
When you have a guy like him and then another guy like Trent who can do the same stuff, what kind of flexibility does it give you with those two kind of guys to be that flexible, do different things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the combinations of defenses and looks that you can come up with are just enormous. You know, you can create multiple looks, then you can change it game plan to game plan. You know, they can interchange and go do each other's jobs. 1 week, one's blitzing, one's covering, and then, you know, just not allowing offenses to get tendencies from that standpoint. So being multiple and what you're asking them to do, and then, you know, creating tons of different coverage variables as well.
I had somebody tell me the other day, ask about Jalyn Phillips, because he's going to be named at midseason. People are going to go, where'd he come from? Have you seen that kind of progress out of him?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's had a tremendous summer, tremendous offseason. he's obviously a really solid kid, just great character, really works extremely hard, but it seems like he's taken the next step from that standpoint, you know, whether it be taking care of his body, nutrition, you know, just putting it all together. And I've been excited and really pleased from where he's been since we started training camp, and excited to see him go out there and perform as well.
Let's say that Makuba comes up and plays a little bit of Sam or something like that, or dime. How does that rotation kind of work then? Jalyn and you know, who are some of the next guys up in that group? Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, any one of 4 guys. It could be Jalyn, it could be RJ, you know, Koval will get in the mix as well. Got Tyler Venables, you know, so it's a multitude of guys that could run out there and get reps who have earned that right.
You think Toriano and Jaden might be guys that could make the trip to Georgia Tech? I mean, are they progressing enough to where you trust them back there?
I mean, I guess. I mean, we trim it down to 80 for that, with that being an ACC game. So all those spots are still being competed for, and we'll figure that out here in the next 2 weeks. Over the next 2 weeks.
How's the communication been going in, getting it into the game faster and so forth from previous years? Where
At this
you
point,
like to
right now, it's just they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. There may be 1 or 2 plays that I've kind of gotten caught, but that may have been because I'm coaching somebody on the sideline or whatever instead of being locked in. But, you know, hopefully that's been a challenge to myself, you know, just getting guys lined up so they can put their eyes in the right spot, you know, get in a stance, get their pre-snap reads, and be able to play with their eyes in the right spot, sort things out, you know, and then play fast and physical.
I know you just kind of started, but what can you tell us about Georgia Tech and what kind of looks? You know, I know they're brand new. They got a lot of new personnel and.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a ton of transfers in, but it'll be a good challenge. You know, starting right out the bat with the ACC game on the road. You know, it'll be a really good challenge. You know, I got a lot of respect for their coaching staff and how they do things. And, you know, Chip Long, he's been a long-time coordinator. He was at Notre Dame when we played him in the Cotton Bowl, so got a lot of respect for how he does things and the challenges that he gives defenses from adjustment standpoint. And also, you know, we'll get locked in here and start getting dialed in on them for sure.
How far back do you go with Chip Long? I mean, obviously you go to that season there, but how far do you go back to try to get whatever tendencies you can read?
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff's pretty much readily available now that, you know, everybody's got access to Pro Football Focus, so you could go back as many years as you wanted to, you know, and pull up third downs and buzz through them, or, you know, I think PFF goes back to 2013 or something like that, so you can go back a ways and research all that stuff. But
You starting to spend some long nights doing that?
so I've been putting in work for a long time now on them, so that started way back in whenever the schedules came out. So
Thankful it's not the triple option.
yeah, you never know. So right, so
Very good. Thanks, Wes.
cool.